Welcome students. Today we are going to take up the importance and the limitations of planning. Talking about the importance of planning, the first importance is planning provides direction. Second is planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. Then planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activity. Planning promotes innovative ideas. Last is planning sets the standards for the controlling. First one is planning provides direction. Now, when we say planning provides direction, there has been very important for every organization that there has to be unity in direction. That means all the division of an organization, they are moving in the same direction. Now, in what direction they are moving? They are moving towards the accomplishment of organizational goals. And where are these organization goals being set up? In the process of planning. So it is because of planning. Under the planning only, broad objective of the organizations are let down, and all the division of an organization, being it a sales department, production department, finance department, or marketing department, whichever department we talk about, they all are working towards the successful accomplishment of organizational goals, which are being let down in the process of planning. So therefore it is rightly said that planning provides direction. Second is it reduces the risk of uncertainty. How will planning reduce the risk of uncertainty? When we say we plan, we say we take peep into the future. We make forecast, we make assumptions about the future, and we prepare a plan of action that is to be taken up in future to deal with the conditions which are going to be faced with. If only we are making certain assumptions about future, but there will be uncertainty because future is highly unpredictable. I cannot predict future with 100% accuracy. So I cannot eliminate uncertainty, but by predicting future or by making certain assumptions about future, planning is going to definitely equip the managers in a manner that they are able to deal with the uncertain situations in the best possible manner. So planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. It will not eliminate the uncertainty. Third is it reduces overlapping and reducing wasteful activities. Now, after having decided the goals and objective of the organization, planning stresses on finding out the best course of action to be undertaken. Now, in that course of action, the areas of responsibility or the plans of action to be carried out by the different department are very clearly defined, that what are main objective of production department, sales department or marketing department. So it is never that the two departments are working on one single activity. There is never a duplication of efforts if the organization is well planned. So there will not be a overlapping of any activity. It promotes innovative ideas. Now, how does it promotes? Because planning is more of thinking function, then what all steps should I undertake to reach the position where I intended to. So managers are forced to think differently. They are forced to have creative and innovative ideas which are going to enable them to reach at the topmost position in a shorter period of time. Planning sets the standard for the controlling. As I told you, what is controlling? That we compare our actual performance with the objectives which are being led in planning. We try to see Have we been able to achieve what we had decided in the beginning? If yes, good. If not, then what are the deviations? So, from the planning function, we have the standard performance and we compare the actual performance with the standard performance. Now, planning is not free from limitations. Let us see those limitations. The first limitation is it leads to rigidity. Second is it may not work in a dynamic environment. Third, it reduces the creativity. Fourth, it involves huge cost and time. Fifth, it does not guarantee success. Now let's understand in detail. The first one is it leads to rigidity. Now, if there is a tendency when so much of time has been spent for drawing up a plan, so there is a tendency on the part of manager to stick to the plan. But in such a case, what happens is because we are dealing with the external environment which is highly volatile, sometimes when we stick to the same plan because so much time and money has been spent on the same thing, so it leads to a kind of rigidity. So managers should have that kind of flexibility to modify the plan according to the changes in the environment, because it is not in the favor to the organization to stick to the same plan even if the conditions do not hold favorable in the present day scenarios. Secondly, planning may not work in a dynamic environment. We all know that external environment is dynamic. It keeps on changing every now and then. So if you are drawing the plans, it may not work. We may not able to do the same thing when the environment is highly volatile. Next is it reduces creativity. Now what happens here? Although people are using their creativity, but then they would be only focus on that particular objectives. So they would not be interested in spending time or bringing out some kind of new ideas related to something which is not related to particular goal of the organization. So it would be a very narrow focus which people would have. So what is outside, that would not be in their mind. Hence manager would not think about those things and hence it reduces creativity. Next is it involves huge cost and time. Now, as I just told you, planning involves very tedious amount of time. It involves huge exercise which has to be done by the employees of an organization. It is not an easy process and experts have to be engaged for planning. It involves huge time, energy and money. The last limitation is it does not guarantee success. If I say I plan that my cost should reduce by 5%, it is not necessary that the plan I make would succeed. Chances are in that year, if I am not making a correct plan or if I am not taking a right action, my cost actually increase by 10%. So remember, planning does not guarantee success. So these were the importance and the limitations of planning. Thank you.